Hello there, my people. This is Bongi Kazamula. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, share, and do leave a comment for me. Today, I'm going to be talking about a few challenges that I'm facing or I faced during my current build. One of the challenges that I've faced in this current build that I've shared so far is the municipality not approving the foundation. After the builders had dug, the municipality inspectors came and they did say that I must stop building. They halted everything, guys, and they said that I have not followed the plans. So the foundation on its own were not fitting to the plans that were approved by the municipality. That was one of the most stressful things that happened. I had to find a land surveyor. I'll share the clip with you here on some of the things that the land surveyor had to do to determine whether my foundation was on the right spot, whether the foundation was done according to the plan's dimensions. And unfortunately, the land surveyor found out that my neighbor had built their boundary wall. They had built their stop nonsense. It's a wall. In South Africa, we call it a stop nonsense. But they had built the wall, the boundary wall, in a wrong position. So by the time I had to do my foundation, they had already build their wall in such a manner that it went towards my building on the other end, and it went towards their side on the other end. And it did cost me a few extra it's not really a few extra, but it cost me 1,008, and it was it wasn't easy to deal with, and it also caused a delay on the project. And the land surveyor suggested that I either ask the neighbor to correct the wall, which meant that I had to be rude to my neighbors and make them take down a whole wall that they probably spend a lot on it. And somebody, it's not really their fault, but somebody who was building for them did not do proper measurements when they were doing that. So I had a choice of either letting it go and prove to municipality otherwise that my building plans were in a correct dimension. So I chose the latter, which was to just prove to the municipality and pay the land surveyor the fee. And that's when, after that, the municipality have approved that we continue with the building. My neighbors still don't know till today that they have caused me a few rents or a few thousand in the building process. Apparently the plan, the foundation is not according to plan. And how are you, sis? Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just documenting my process and my hardships. I don't know. Maybe I'll win today. Let's see the process. Okay. Oh, so this was here all along.
Yeah, so we're gonna carry on from here.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is a marker. Okay. All right. That's nice. Okay. All right. So what a tough process. It's costing me an extra 1,800, but it has to be done, otherwise continuing to build it is pointless. So yeah. Another challenge that I faced is the concrete. Oh my God, just thinking about this is a bit problematic to me. It's a bit emotional for me. I ordered concrete from one of the companies around here in Springs. The slab contractor the one that I chose is the one that was also assisting me in getting concrete, ready mix concrete, which is easier when you are building, especially for the foundation, because if you do not use ready mix concrete that has been calculated according to the soil and the place where you are building your, and the type of building that you are currently building, it can be a hectic process. So to avoid having to take the sample and send it for sampling analysis and approval, I went with a company that just makes concrete that is ready mix. But my god, they made wrong calculations, guys, and that was very, 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 very stressful for myself. The concrete that was bought into the property was too much. I had to phone around, I had to call their managers, I had to try and return the concrete. Remember, when the concrete has already been mixed, it's your duty to pay for that concrete. They if they dump it, they still bill it on you. So it had to it took me a lot. It was so stressful that day when we were pouring concrete for the foundation, because I had to call around, I had to try and negotiate with them to at least return 9 cubes. I mean, 9 cubes at a truck full of concrete was not easy to return. So that's one of the challenges that I faced, but at the end I managed to return the concrete, and I managed to save a cost on that one, because I'm gonna use that concrete. It's 9 cubes. I'll add it to the slab level for the concrete. And one other thing that I find a bit challenging with building your own rental properties is the contractors, guys. My word, it's a problem. It's a challenge to work with our brothers, you know. One other building that I am just I was just extending and revamping an old garage in there. I'll share a picture of it on the link below. Was the plumbing process took me so long. It took longer because the plumber was nowhere to be found. He made excuses, and he bought things that were not supposed to be bought, and it spiraled my expenses out of control. I had to rehire somebody else. So these are some of the things that you need to look out for when you start into a property investment. It's not easy to identify. For an example, when a person is just out there, and you know, you have seen him work before, and then all of a sudden, instead of being the trustworthy person that they've been before, all of a sudden the person decides now to dunk on you. They're not available. Probabilities are they took so much work that they couldn't handle, but they kept lying, postponing, and that cost me rental income for 2 months. Guys, it cost me a lot of money that I could be using it to channel it to another investment. So please, like I said in my last video, please look out for the type of people that you are employing. It happened to me, it's still happening to me, and re-employing somebody else can even add cost to your whole build, which is not good emotionally, it's not good financially, and it's not good for business in overall. And while I'm still on contractors, they I don't want to bad mouth people, I don't want to talk bad about people that I've worked with, but things disappear, and you dealing with theft. Let me just put it this way: dealing with theft during your building process is another big challenge that you'll face, because some of the people that the contracts hire are not so trustworthy. They pick people on the streets. Maybe it's a neighbor, or maybe it's someone they grew up with, and then they come with, and the person wants something that you just bought, and then it disappears, and you have to buy again. So recently, I've had taps on the current building. It was reported to me yesterday that there was a break-in, and then taps were taken away from the property. It's I wouldn't call them like problems. They're just challenges that you need to look out for. They're things that you need to look out for. It's hard. It's not an easy task to do, but you can check the people, check through previous people that they've worked with, whether there's been incidents like these ones that I'm describing, where things disappear, where the person is not anywhere to be found. Another challenge that I'm currently facing is I cannot be there all the time. This one is more tougher than any other one, because when you are not there, there's things that are going to be done, and they are not done according to what you would want your build to be. The end result that you get sometimes is not of good quality, because the person does something and they assume that that's what you would want, or that's what is expected of them. But in overall, by the time I get there, I find out that it was not done accordingly, and I have to redo it. So that also adds up and pile up the amount of money that I'm to spend in a build. An example of this is me finding someone who's gonna buy some of the material, because sometimes while you are at work, because I work while you are at work, the contractor will call you and say, oh, the cement is finished. And believe you me, everything now shuts down. You are at work, I'm at work, I'm trying to hustle, I'm still trying to build my property business, and at that point in time I need somebody to run and get me the cement. Or sometimes I have to find the very same person who's saying that there's no the material is running short to go buy for me, which, if you are dealing with an untrustworthy person, they can spend your money unnecessarily. They can charge you on transport, they can charge you on extra things. So getting a trustworthy team around yourself is of utmost importance. I cannot emphasize that enough. I have my people. I have people that I trust in my team, that I send around when there is things that needs to be done on certain times when I'm not available. And I think for me, as stressful as it is, I had to come to terms with the fact that I won't be there all the time. I won't be 100% in the build. I need to let go and allow other people to run things for me. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that doesn't come with challenges. It does come with challenges, such as you have to pay a little bit extra, because the person will tell you, oh, the transport that I got is charging an extra 100 rand, it's charging an extra 50 rand, but it's just them pocketing some of the money. And yeah, guys, that's some of the things that I think I've been facing. And the build is going in a positive direction. I think by end of this week we'll be having the slab installed. I'm hoping to take you along on the pouring of concrete. And while we're on it, guys, like I said, this journey is taxing. This journey is emotionally and spiritually taxing. It's I would give you an advice that you tap into your spiritual side. If you believe in God, pray more. You need more prayers. You need more people to support you as well. I think God is the best. supporter that we can tap into, that we can lean on. And I'm hoping that one day you get a chance to be an investor. And I'm hoping that before you even start, or if you are already into the business, you ask God for his strength, you ask God for his support, for his power, because it's a very very tough job that is possible to be done by anyone. And but you also need to tap into that other side of yourself, which is your spiritual self. You need to be stronger spiritually. You need to know that some of the things also will not go according to your liking and your plan. And yeah, I hope this is good for you guys. If there is anything that you would want me to tackle, please do leave a comment for me. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and also just you can tell your friends, your families. Word of mouth can do very good for this YouTube channel. I'm hoping to grow with you. Thank you for watching again.